Welcome back to another episode of Kun. A perfectly good jade chamber. Gone. Just like that. What are you doing over here? It's you. Well, I'm currently thinking about how to clear up the fragments of the jade chamber currently floating on the ocean surface. You recall that it was completely destroyed when it crashed, right? Those fragments ended up floating on the ocean with some larger pieces even blocking the path of passing ships. The Ministry of Civil Affairs organized a cleanup which got rid of all of the larger pieces. But as for those smaller bits of flotsam, clear them out one day and more come floating in the next. While they are not that much of a problem, the Ministry's stance is that we should clean them up all the same. I'm currently thinking about how this can be done. Our sergeant said that I could look for some people to help out, but who would want to do this job anyway? I mean, unless you, well, are you willing to help me with the cleanup? You might even be able to keep some of the useful items you picked up. Oh, yes. Definitely. You can count me in. Thanks. You are a big help. I'm afraid that I'm not a particularly good swimmer. How come? Like, if you are in a harbor, learn to swim. Period. There should be a new school for swimming just for the, well, situation when people will fall over the railing, whatnot. Oh, it's in those caches. It's not even some destroyed other things. Oh, it also looks jade-ish colored. And I thought I had to obtain this the hard way while swimming out onto the ocean. But okay, whoa, this is a ton of Mora. Can we keep it? Yes. Clear the flotsam on another. Okay, what? How much Mora did we actually get from this? It's another bag. It's always a bag. One Mora. It's a ton of Mora. It must be a very, very heavy coin. So, where's the next one? It's pointing me this way. Might be next to the other ships, right? Yeah. Let's use the teleporter. I'm not inclined to... Oh, yeah. Climb across again. So, let's see. I like the design of those ships. How they catch the wind and everything. It's not one huge plane, but it's multiples. That's interesting. It might be a... yeah, the reason for this might be because they cannot create larger surfaces. Maybe this is a simple reason, because otherwise, why wouldn't you just get a larger one? Or you just want the ability to open and close them sequentially or whatnot. Like just one section of it, then the other, then the next, and so on and so forth, to not overload the whole thing so it breaks the mass. Okay, okay, let's take those two first. Oh, look at the clear waters. And you can really look until you see the grind on a harbor. That means that the harbor is really clean. Oh wait, I have to be careful not to accidentally drop in there and die. So, will the last one be filled with Mora again? Similar to the last. This is pretty tightly packed. A waterlock box. A waterlock box. It is packed full with stuff. Now we have to go back to Kun again. Teleporter hopping. Oh, yeah. Once people will manage to invent a real teleporter, this will be the end result. It will be used by people all over the place just to get a quick travel option. Ah, that would be so sweet. it will be overloaded. It will be really cost intensive for most of the part, similar to data plan basically. Anyway, have you finished the cleanup? Yes, I found these things. I suppose you can just keep that Mora. It isn't much. So I suppose you can keep it as a compensation for your help. Are you mental? That's just one. This box, on the other hand, is unknown to me. You might want to pass it on to Baiwen. She is currently attending to some business at Yuhei Pavilion. Perhaps she might know what it is. Okay, and the pavilion, of course, is all the way up here. Let's see, maybe it's a floating jade thingamajig, and it will start off the build of another floating chamber. Maybe that's just it. Because the moment you know that it can be recreated, it probably also will be recreated. So what is this? Or was this just some kind of lantern thingy? Oh, I actually thought that there was a book on it. Ooh, close. So, Baiwen, hello. How may I help you? I picked this up from the sea. Allow me to have a look. Yes, this does indeed come from the Jade Chamber. Anything specific you could tell me? Well, the contents consist of several documents and an announcement that has yet to undergo review. To think that they are still so well preserved, how unexpected. Still, your find should save us some work. Cleaning up after this mess really has proved an unending font of busy work. Still, thank you for bringing these to us. Do take this as a token of our appreciation. That's it. 50,000 Mora for swimming in the sea. That's just perfect. Yeah. Only other thing is like... Yeah, okay, for this I need another day of commissions, but then everything is locked. Or unlocked, basically. But now I have to figure out where I could start the next mission. I mean... We did swim for Jade. Let's see. Most of those missions usually start on the pier somewhere over here. Ah, look at that. There's Kun again. 2 missions even. Yeah. Perfect. So, these items are really hard to find. Something wrong? It's you. Do you still remember the affair with the Jade Chamber? Baiwen came over some days ago, saying that a schedule's already been drawn up for its reconstruction. While it's impossible to finish building it so quickly, there are some small matters that can be prepared beforehand. She gave me a checklist and told me to look through the items and see what I can easily get a hold of. But also that I needn't go out of my way to get them all. To be honest though, I couldn't leave my post even if I wanted to. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is getting busier by the day, so I really didn't look. It would be great if you had the time to help me make the trip. Baiwen did look like she was rather anxious for this to get done. Leave it to me. Thanks for that. Let me see. The first wanted book called Meadows of Gems and some small bamboo ornaments. You can ask Jifang about the book. As for the bamboo ornaments, I believe that Master Lu of Funmu Carpenters makes them. I'm sorry, but I'll have to leave this matter in your hands, but it would indeed be good if the Jade Chamber could be rebuilt. Because people want it to be there yet again. So, for one of those items, you have to get all the way up here. And for the other item... Wait a minute, this should be really close, actually. I can just go upstairs here. And the carpenter dude is, I believe, in Qingzhou village. Somewhere over here. But it might just be that this is a... Yeah, this is just talk to Jifang. Okay. This is no, you have to do 2 tasks at once. It's like you go through one step at a time. Alright, I need the book about gems. Meadow of Gems, please. Would be nice. Meadow of Gems? We don't have it in stock here. Do you need it in a hurry? Well, yeah, they're rebuilding the Jade Chamber, so... Are they really? Well, that would require proper preparation. Yes, let me think. Perhaps you can look for Qingzhou instead. He is extremely well read. Perhaps he might know where a copy of Meadow of Gems might be found. Got it. If my memory serves, Qingzhou often lodges at the Wangshu Inn. You can try looking for him there. Alright. So it's one of those world travel missions again. Wait a minute. This is the dude at the bottom. It's one of those people you had another quest with, I believe. Yeah, this guy. The strange poet. And down we go. Cabbages. All over. Qingzhou. A conundrum. Most vexing indeed. So, do you know anything about the Meadow of Gems? The Meadow of Gems, you say? Yes, I do recall that book. I once went hither and thither in search of material with which to write a poem about merchants and happened upon this book in the process. I did not fully comprehend the book's contents, but some of its anecdotes proved most inspirational nonetheless. Let me try to recall the name of that poem. Pray give me a moment. Do you remember where I can find that book? So you wish to locate the book. I must confess that no such place comes to mind. However, if you need it urgently, I could just write you out a copy of it myself. Write it out? It was hardly a lengthy read. Memorizing it was no tall order. More to the point, the book collector wouldn't let me learn it out. And since poetry is not something that one can rush, I decided I'd simply write out a copy for my continued perusal. The book's contents were not very long either, so I have it more or less memorized now. That's a seriously impressive work. Exactly what the monks actually did in the monasteries. It is but a trifling matter, my liege. Still, perhaps you could do me a favor in exchange for the handwritten text. As embarrassing as this is, I have been so focused on gathering inspiration here that only now do I realize I have completely forgotten to eat today. Suddenly, I feel rather ravenous. Could you help me get a serving of triple-layered Consomme? In exchange, I shall write you a copy of Meadow of Gems. I believe that I should just about be done by the time you return. Done and done. Can I just give him one? I think I have one of them in my inventories. Let's hope. The Meadows of Gems. How does it start? Yes. Commerce and trade, like springs and streams, begin with the mountains and end with the seas. Okay, what's wrong? Give a serving of delicious triple-layered consomme to... Okay, maybe I have to make one of those instances myself. I just have to find a cooking pot somewhere in there. Okay, there's no such thing around. The thing is, it just says give him that. It does not really tell you that the... maybe this merchant has it on it. An adaptive safety... Wait, what? Some time ago I picked up a stone that looked an outrageous thumb and little finger. With such a strange shape, it must surely have some sacred stone, and so I must be protected by the adapter. Not to mention the fact that since I obtained this mysterious stone, good things follow me around they go. This must be what they call Rock's fortune. When you think about it like that, I suppose all those people at Lantern Ride were celebrating me. Okay. Good. This guy again. I definitely talked to this dude. The one that was so full of himself, basically. And he is full of himself. Quite literally. There's more to him than meets the eye. Okay, what is it called? Delicious triple-layered consomme. Delicious. Delicious, 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 delicious. Let's just look for something called delicious. Delicious triple layered. There we go. It doesn't really say delicious, it just says triple layered consomme. That's the one. Let's just make it. Wait a minute. Let's make a special one. Why not? And I could also try to get the right proficiency for it, so why not? Yeah, let's just make 15 of those to have some of them in the inventory and also make it easier for me to cook this thing in the future. And also, if I am prepared well enough, I can finish future missions with ease. It might not be that the dishes can be, or will actually be part of some future quests. It might be completely random, who knows. Also, the spacing that you have to meet here for the perfect or the imperfect dishes just kind of change every now and then. Okay, 3 more dishes to go, and then we can give it to the dude. And just once more, and we got it. There we go. Perfect. Another dish mastered. And Bennett again got a stone to the face. I mean, he might be a master of gravity if he ejects so many stones. Maybe this is his luck. There are a large amount of stones just falling onto his head. Maybe it's gold. In a way, it is annoying, right? But let's think about it. Every time you need money, or all of a sudden, boom, a stone hits your face. Pure gold. It is actually really heavy, so anything hitting your face or like your head actually might hurt a lot. So yeah, no throwing stones at people's heads. It's not good. So, this grand plan charts the course that will lead us slowly but surely to Liu's longevity and the people's prosperity. You've returned. One moment. I'm still penning the last few lines. There. That should do it. Here's your triple layered Consomme. That can wait though. First, please see if the book is to your satisfaction. I trust that you will find my penmanship to be quite satisfactory. This is seriously impressive work. You praise me excessively, my liege. This book is for you. Don't lose it now. Thank you. Now, back to Master Lu it is. Oh no, wait a minute. Not back to Master Lu. We have to go to Master Lu. The Carpenter. The name Carpenter, right? It's one of those names. Okay, it's like a description of a job. Or like, a profession. But it also is a last name. There's some was it a movie director or something, producer, something carpenter. Alright, do you need anything? I'd like to order some small ornaments made of bamboo. Small bamboo ornaments, you say? I could do it. But may I know where this order is coming from? That's from the checklist of Baiwen. Oh, an order from Yuhei Pavilion, is it? Well, then I suppose I should complete it as quickly as I can then. There's one problem though. The bamboo forest that I frequently gather materials from has suddenly become occupied by a great many boars, for reasons unknown to me. Though it is not much of a problem, I often have to go around them to collect bamboo. If you could chase these boars out, I can go and collect some bamboo now, and we can begin work right away. Leave it to me. I should wait for you here, then once you have chased these boars out, come back and give me a shoot. Okay. Yeah, they're called bamboo shoots because they shoot out of the ground. Makes absolute sense. And also, back to the whole cup. My mouse was out of the game. Bollocks. I really have to be careful not to accidentally click on something. Like the thing is, if you are in a dialogue option, you have control over your mouse because you have to select some choices. And I usually don't want to show the mouse in these dialogue options just to make it a little bit more pleasant for the eyes. But yeah, if you just move the thing to the side, then you could accidentally change some setup stuff because of this dual monitor thing that I have going. First world problems, right? Oh. Okay. Chase the boars away. Wham! Now, let's talk to Master Lu again. So yeah, what was I? Yeah, people's last names. It's a quite interesting thing indeed, because people were called, like they have a first name. That's usually just some kind of attributes parents wanted for their children, right? Something like that. And then there's the last name. And the last name was actually something descriptive of the job that they did back in the day. So depending on what your last name is some relation to the profession that some of your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents did sometime in the past. And the interesting thing about this is that it kind of made sense and it kind of stayed the same because the knowledge about professions were always kept in the family and it usually did not move that much about, just because of the fact that it was very difficult to get information and to keep information, and having a family business like that is kind of a sensible thing to do. And also because everything was kind of under the order of some aristocrats and whatnot. In this case, like knights that took care about a city, basically. Because being a knight is just being a well-paid soldier. That's it. And there are people just making your armor, your swords, and everything. Like you have to facilitate all of that, right? So you have your farmers that produce the food for everyone in a castle, basically, and then everybody eats. Okay, but then you need the tools for the farming. Okay, they also have to be produced. Carpenters in this case, metal workings have also to be introduced, and then you have your swords, your smiths, right? That don't just smith like normal daily objects. They also smith like weapons and the things. And then you also need clothing. Therefore, you need other people producing this, right? And then you take part of that clothing and put it together with some armor, and then you have like some knightly suit, right? So, and also in the meantime, the knight has to train his body in order to strike down the enemies. So in this case, the whole thing is a huge, economic unit producing the knight service, basically. And it has to be facilitated in order to have good knights. And then those knights were then called by the king, or maybe some other priest or whatever, the Pope also, and then they were basically put on the field. They were not as free as one might think they are. But okay. Let's talk to Master Lu and get the ornaments. So, have you chased those boars away? Yes, all of them. That will do. I shall head over to collect bamboo in a while. Once the ornaments are ready, I shall have them delivered directly to Yuhai Pavilion. This order is quite large. There's quite the sum to be made here. It's not about presenting your work, it's all about the money, isn't it? And Paimon said something, but I completely clicked it away. Too bad. Come on. Oh, and then there are also stonemasons who had to build the whole castle, right? A castle doesn't build itself. So, give me a moment. There. Not as close as I wanted to, but I did want to fly further. So, Baiwen. Hello, can I help you? So, about those preparations you've been making. This is the Matter of Gems. Where did you get this book? I've searched high and low throughout Liu and I couldn't find it even so. Qingzhou handwrote a copy for me. That poet? It seems that his reputation is well founded. Thank you for your help in preparing these objects. Once Master Lu sends those ornaments over, I will also arrange for him to receive appropriate compensation. So, you're rebuilding the Jade Chamber? Indeed, we do have plans to do so, but with the number of things we will need to prepare, there is still much work to be done. I doubt that we can finish rebuilding it quickly. Not to mention our biggest material headache, which we have yet to find a solution to. Never mind, I shall not speak of it. Thanks for your help once again, and please accept these for your aid. Now if you'll excuse me, I must return to my work. Another 50,000 more, or is it 60? 50,000. And some nice teachings. Nice. But only really useful for, it's not flying yet. Anyway, only really useful for characters from Liu, and I don't have that many. The moon drinks alone in Guyun's skies, while the great mansion sinks beneath its tides. I wonder what business brings you here today, honored guest. How are the people at the Jade Chamber doing? It's all thanks to the help of the Adepta and Lady Ningguang. Brilliant planning. The secretaries, maids, and guards of the Jade Chamber are all safe and sound, and are at present well settled in Liu Harbor. If you wish to meet Lady Ningguang, I'm afraid that she is occupied by administrative tedium and cannot meet you presently. Nothing like that, then. So, what was the second option? What about the Jade Chamber? Sadly, the Jade Chamber, which once blotted out the sun and moon, has now been swallowed up by the waves of the Sea of Clouds. They say that seasons come and seasons go, and that all things must rise and fall. Thus it is with the ancient gods, and so it is with mortals' works. There's nothing there to mourn. So they say. But still, I cannot help but sigh when I consider the fate of the Jade Chamber. To sacrifice the work she had carved with her own hands over so many years, and to do so without hesitation or regret. Lady Ningguang's stratagems are beyond my ability to grasp. Yep. I mean, she built it over the course of her lifetime. Maybe it might just be 10 years, right? Maybe even less so, because now she knows how to build this thing. So it might be even easier, and then she can let it fall onto another sea creature, and then she can build it again. Maybe even faster still, maybe better, maybe larger, who knows. In the end, it will be a huge ass thing. Or she can just use the whole harbor, and instead of floating ships, you can have floating ships. Well, flying ships. Airships, basically. Only problem is, ships are actually quite a nice thing to have, because if you build them correctly, you can carry an awful lot of cargo on it. This is why they are so large, because you just need a huge surface, like a blanket, then you put a dent on it, so that it has some kind of a curve, and there you go, you have a boat. And you can press this like into the water a little bit. Maybe you can even bend over the edges a little bit, so that it kind of looks like this chest here, just without the lid on the top missing. So then you have some room to put stuff in. And that's basically it. And the same thing also applies for airships. Only issue is there's not that much air to push against. That's why you have to be extremely light, or you have to introduce other methods of making whatever it is that pulls you upwards be very, very, very light in comparison to the weight that gets lifted. Anyway, so let's get all of the reputations. Yes, fishing for Jade and Jade Chamber. Everything's done now. It's just the reputation that I need to get from bounties and requests that will give me what? A nice recipe for Tianchu meat and the other glider. And of course, that's a really nice backdrop. It's one of those few extremely dark ones, isn't it? I have to check. How many backdrops do I have? I think it's the name card, isn't it? Yes. So, yeah, everything in here is fairly colorful. Always in accordance to a specific character. Yeah, in order to get this, you have to be friendship level 10 all the time. For completing all achievements after meeting... Okay, so you have to finish some achievements, or have to get a character to friendship level so-and-so. In this case, 10. Yeah... The battle pass reward, of course. So you can't get 100% because of this. The most difficult part of writing a travel journal is coming up with the beginning. And so it starts. Reaching friendly... Okay, it took a little while to get him to level 10. What about the others? She's level 10. There's some quest-related stuff, like... and then we have the helical speech thingy. Monster reputation again. So there's 4 and 7. No, wait a minute. 7 is the highest, isn't it? Maybe it was 8. I think it was 8. Whatever. The Liu is the same. Yeah, once I reach level 7 for Liu, I might get... I'm looking for something orangey that looks like Liu. Might be somewhere. Whatever. Very interesting indeed. Anyway, now I basically finished all of those missions, except for, of course, Zhongli. And I can now... yeah, why do I usually start or end stuff? Usually I do it in Mondstadt. The thing is just that the Zhongli mission is related to Liu, so I have to go back and forth every time. But yeah, Mondstadt has a certain feel to it. And I like the staircase. So, let's end this for now and continue, of course, with another nice episode of missions at another time. Till then, like and subscribe. Ta-ta!